Chapter 2. The Last Time. June 1991. The dashboard clock shone red in the darkness. 11:55. Daniel steered down the crooked mile from the midwife's house, the white aura of his headlights searing away the darkness ahead, but leaving it untouched beside and behind. Stars waited above spectral roadside trees, a silent congregation attending the black mass of hills behind into the west. Twice he spotted outlying cottages between flitting tree trunks, blue TVs, and orange lamps shining like beacons in the night. He shouldn't have come. Now he needed to get away. He tapped the steering wheel. Yes, he may have been spooked, but it was right, he knew now, to heed Julia. Daniel turned left onto the main road, indicating but not stopping. There would be no one else about at this time of night. He turned up the radio, a tinny voice on guitar. Last time, the midwife had made her own way to Julia. She hadn't wanted Daniel to pick her up, which was fine. It was her prerogative how she went about saving people's lives, and 5 hours in the car with a stranger might be too much for anyone. She had arrived, and departed, with barely a word to Daniel. Tomorrow, he would not go to work. He would take Julia into the hospital whether she liked it or not. Then, all being well, he would go home and sleep off this all-night road trip. Crash! A battering ram struck the passenger side of the car. Daniel's shoulder wumped into the driver's window, and he felt himself lift up from the road and land again. Instinctively, he swung the steering wheel away from the direction of impact across to the opposite lane and succeeded, miraculously, in taking the car down a ditch where he came to a juddering stop. He sat motionless, except for short, sharp breaths and shuddering hands. The radio was still playing Bob Dylan. Several seconds passed. I'm not hurt. Am I hurt? Breathe. Delicately, he lifted his foot from the clutch, focusing on the stall icon on the dashboard. Taking off his seatbelt, he opened the door and extracted himself slowly so as not to aggravate any injury he hadn't registered. He looked behind him. About 20 metres away, a tractor blocked the entire road, engine still running, headlights beaming such that Daniel couldn't look directly at it. Knowing he was in shock, Daniel took an uncertain step and began mulishly towards the farm vehicle, anger simmering. Only as he got closer did he pick out somebody standing next to the dazzling lights, thin and tall, one hand dipped into the pocket of a large overcoat. A bolt of dizziness. Daniel squinted, moving to put this fellow between himself and the headlights. What happened? How did you not see me? Daniel knew something was wrong before the man said a word. He had indeed been seen, and not only by this man. He had felt it when standing at the midwife's door. Too late, I guess. The voice was young, drawling, overconfident. Above them a cloud passed in front of the crescent moon. Daniel refused to be pushed over. Why are you driving that at midnight? He pointed. I hope you've got insurance. Why were you visiting her? Julia. I have to get home to Julia. Daniel hesitated. What business is it of she wants to know? The man took a step towards him. Daniel suddenly had the same whining, get out of here feeling he'd had at the door with the black bell. Flustered, he made to turn. This is getting us nowhere. I'm going to check my car. But another step from the thin man unleashed a blinding flare of tractor headlamps. His arm, raised in a trice, jabbed an angry finger at Daniel. He spoke through gritted teeth. Why were you here? There was a furious pain in Daniel's temple that couldn't just be from the light. He was dizzy. Had he hit his head? The man came closer in quick movements, taps on the tarmac next to the low growl of the tractor engine. Hey! Now a new set of footsteps was behind Daniel. Who was this?